So look what we got in the mail today. We got our e-bikes from Rattan. These are the 20-inch 750, the LM 750s. This is 750 watt motors in them, I believe. I'm not going to do an unboxing on them, but there's several videos online to show the unboxing of them. You can go and watch one of those videos. They're packed in there pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'll get them out and show you more of the features on them. There's a lot of videos out there, but nobody really shows you like up close different areas of the bike. So I'll be back after I get these unboxed and put together. Actually, just a quick note with these before I unbox them. I tried pulling it out. They're pretty well sandwiched in there. So what I did is I just cut down the sides, both sides of the box. So I'll just be able to pull that right out now. That'd make the unboxing a whole lot easier, I believe. All right. Okay, so I got them out of the box, all assembled. Didn't take too long to get them out. Cutting the box open is the way to go. But there is a lot of foam in those things. This is a huge bag. This is huge. But anyway, yeah, so I took a ride, about 10 miles. This is my bike here, so I got it on charge now. They come almost fully charged. It took about an hour to totally charge it when I first plugged it in. The light went green. So I did notice a couple things. One thing is that I did where all these tie wraps, every place that they're tie wrapped, you got to take a little pair of dikes or snippers and you got to snip off the very ends, because those things, when they cut them, they didn't cut them straight, and those things have sharp little pokers on them, and they hurt. So just go through, cut all those, snip them all off very even. I think I got them all on both bikes. Oh, this one here, you can see how sharp that baby is. So go through and snip all those things off. I mean, don't snip them off, just snip it right there, just so it's flush. So what did I find when I was putting them together? This is my wife's bike, and where they snap together, or not snap together, where the bike folds, I noticed on hers, this was bent. And it was bent in so that this was unable to snap down in and lock it. So I had to take a pretty solid screwdriver that I had, pretty big one, and I had to bend that enough to get it so when this is latched, that snaps down inside of it. And that just prevents it from coming open. But, so that's the assembly right there. And when you open it up, obviously she comes right apart and folds right in half. Snaps in. And that secures it. So that was the thing I found on her bike. My bike, I'm missing a cap. One of these caps, I put some black electrical tape on it because I didn't want it to get any dirt in there, because I did go for a ride. So I gotta email them, see if they can't send me one. I mean, it's just a simple cap, but still, you want your bike complete. So hers had both of them on. And let's see what else I was thinking about. Okay. I was wondering how these things secured themselves. So this also has, oh, where's my light? Well, anyway, I think I can see it better in mine. This here, actually tightened it up. that there just, this slides, spins in, and it just locks in the little recess in the one latch. And then this folds out. And then when that folds, the whole handlebars fold over. So I haven't seen any videos that actually show that up close, that mechanism, and looks like it has an adjustment there. I didn't mess with it because it seemed like it was pretty tight right from the factory. Push that down, lock that up, and then you spin that in. I don't see how that would ever come out anyways when you're riding, but you never know. My thing here was fine. Right there. That wasn't bent like hers was. So actually those are the only two issues I had with them. I did adjust the brakes on hers a little bit, just so that they're a little bit tighter here. The seat on these things it's pretty cheap. I wouldn't even put a little kit on there. And it actually had little screws for the foot pegs. I took those right out. I'm not going to put foot pegs on it. No sense in it. We did buy these little bags on Amazon. I got those a couple weeks ago before we got the bikes. I go with my bike too. Got these phone mounts. We got those on Amazon also. So you can put your phone in there. Got the mirror. I was thinking about the rear light. The top light we had purchased. I got a couple of those on Amazon, so I want people to be able to see this. It just so happens that it fit right above the light that came with the bike, this here. This one flashes red and blue. I mean, it'll flash red also, or just blue. But actually, when you turn these on, let me show you. Her bike is on, well, they're both on charge. Her bike is totally charged. It's got the charge port here. Little door. Little handle to lift it out. And it will lock. The keys are not interchangeable. I checked if mine would fit into hers. They will not, so they're not interchangeable. So when you take the key out, it locks the battery. And while I'm talking about the battery, I had to do this on both of the bikes, so it's one more issue. This little rail that's in here, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little aluminum rail, and both of the top screws were not even behind the rail to secure it. And what that does, it locks your battery in, and it's a guide for your battery to go down in. So I pulled the battery on both of them. You have to pull your seat off. The battery won't come out without the seat on, or without the seat off. I took that top screw out, and then I put it back through, and then I used blue Loctite on it, tightened it down, and then they both, it was the same on both of the bikes, so probably the same person put them together. It was probably a Friday afternoon. So I did, it's kind of rough. So if you get one of these, definitely check that. So anyway, you have to turn it to like a run position. And once that's in the run position on the handlebar, here's your little power button here. You gotta push and hold it. The directions say hold it for a while. You only gotta push it for a couple seconds. Display comes on. There is this one here. This is your pedal assist. And you adjust your pedal assist with your up and down arrows. So if you go down to 0, that is 0 pedal assist. You have to do all the work. You can go up with it, and it goes to 5. So the 5, that That's pretty good pedal assist. You will definitely feel that, and it takes right off. When I was riding up and down the road here, I kept mine in 3. I kept my gear selector in 5th gear. And that just seemed like it was pretty comfortable to ride it like that. With the 3 pedal assist, probably about 12 to 13 miles an hour, pedaling at a decent clip in 5th gear, pedal assist 3, it's pretty good. My bike, when I took it for about a 10-mile ride, and I did hit a stretch where it was pretty flat. I went into 7th gear, pedal assist 5, and on that I could maintain about 24, 25 miles per hour. Pedaling the whole time. Go over on this side. If you look here, this is for your headlight. And once you turn your headlight on, this is going to dim. Your headlight will come on. See that dim down? The headlight is on now. And also, your brake light will come on. I should say running light, because that's not the brake. The brake will, when you actuate the brakes, it does get brighter. It's actually brighter than what the camera's showing. Then you turn it off. Lights go off. And while that is on, when you hit your brakes, for the front or the rear brake, you get brake light. So that's kind of a neat feature. Up above here, this is like a selector. So if you see where it says trip, if I can get this thing to focus on it. It says trip here. If you click over, that's the odometer. That's your maximum speed. That's their average miles per hour. Average AH, so I don't know what that really means. Probably average hours, maybe. And then it goes onto your trip meter, and then back to your odometer. Turn that off. And make sure you turn that back off. I'll show you on mine. It's the same thing, but I was going to say something about the speed. Now I have my phone here, and I have a bike app that will track your mileage. It tracks a whole bunch of different things. It's actually a pretty cool app. I can't think what it's called right now. What it's showing you for speed is about 4 to 6 miles an hour faster than what you're actually traveling. The bike app I have has GPS, so that's a whole lot more accurate. But when I was doing 25, when I was doing the pedal assist 5, and then I had this in 7th gear, I was consistent at about 24, 25 miles an hour, and this display was showing that I was doing 30 to 31. And it doesn't matter, I could be going 8 miles an hour, and this is still going to register about 12. So the 15.9 miles that it's showing is actually more than what I've actually rode it. I think I've rode it about a little over 12. So that's not that accurate, but it's there. So just be aware of that. So we did get this, the same one I got on my wife's bike. I got this on Amazon. To hold my phone, and I wanted a Bluetooth speaker, so I got this Tribit, and this thing is really nice. It sounds really good. Just link it right up with my my phone, and it sounds really good. I like listening to music when I ride. So, I mean, I could put a link to this stuff on. Most of it comes from Amazon, so actually the bike did too. So I'll just put a link in the description down below. I'll put it of this Tribit. This was like $50, I think. These here, probably about 15, I think. Yeah, probably 15. I got one on my other bike too. I have a giant, I think it's a 15 speed or something over there. I got one on that too. I could put a link in the description of this mirror. I just wanted to make sure we're able to see what's behind us, especially the way people drive nowadays. This little bag we got here, that was the same as what's on my wife's bike. I'll put a link in the description. It's actually pretty nice. Got a little bungee on top, so you can just put something under there. This is just a little tool bag that Rattan sends you. So I stuck that in both our bikes. This is actually a rain cover that goes on the bag. Got a little pocket on the side to put stuff if you want. But that's that, and I did get one of those lights for mine too. And I did have a dimple in my seat. I'm not sure what was sitting there. I think maybe the handlebar was resting on that during shipment. It was a lot worse, so I'm thinking that it's going to come back. And I did see a lot of videos where people say these seats are super uncomfortable. To be honest with you, it's not that uncomfortable. It's actually pretty good. I was surprised. It's pretty squishy. I mean, it's not the best quality seat, you know, you're going to get. What do you expect from China? But yeah, I mean, you could always upgrade that seat at any bike shop. Something's a little bit, but it's pretty wide, and it's nice. Let's see. The brakes seemed okay. I mean, they're not the most powerful, but maybe after they get broken a little bit. And these tires are huge. CST BFT, and they're 20 inch and they're 4 inches wide. I was kind of wondering what that BFT stood for. I thought it meant big effing tire is what I think. I think them Chinese were. So I'm not sure what this stands for. Maybe Chinese super traction big effing tire. And then this size. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'll probably take it out in a little while. See how that light works. I don't plan on doing a lot of riding at night, but we do camping. We have an RV and stuff like that. So with these folding up, we can put them right inside the RV with us. It's actually a Class A motorhome, so we can fold it up, put it in there with us. I did get some moving blankets from good old Tractor Supply. Then we'll just put it around the bike. That way it doesn't scratch up anything inside. And I did notice that when you're in a low gear, like when you're in first gear, your chain sprocket up here is so close to this tire that this chain will actually rub on that tire, which is probably just because they're so wide. They're a big tire. But I never went in first gear anyways. I mean, you can take right off. If you leave it in the 5th gear, pedal assist 3, you can just, it's a little hard to pedal when you first start, but the motor kicks in pretty darn quick. And I did want to test it just taking off using the throttle. And this is the throttle here. You rotate this. And you got to be careful. I pulled the tire right off the ground. I'm not exaggerating. It came up. I think my eyes got big. At least they felt like they got big. But yeah, I just turned it a little bit and the tire come right up off the, I wasn't like 3 foot off the ground. I mean, it was a couple inches, but still it surprised me. And when you're using the pedal assist, especially in the pedal assist 5, keep your hands on the handlebars, both of them. Because if you start pedaling and you don't have it's quite, the motor's quite powerful. These are the 750s, but you can definitely feel it in the handlebar. So you want to be holding on. And this is the motor here. I'm actually pretty impressed. I didn't find any blemishes on it. I didn't find any welds that looked horrible. So I mean, I'm actually kind of, and they're bigger than I thought they were going to be too. Quite a bit bigger. It's a big bike, and they're heavy. It's a heavy bike. We were going to use it on these those bike lifts, but those bike lifts say 60 pounds. This has got to be more than 60 because it's quite heavy. I wouldn't trust it on that lift, so we won't put them on the lift. We'll just keep them on the floor, and in the winter we'll put them down in the basement. Yeah, so if you're thinking about getting one of these, and I did a little bit of research before we bought them, and then I did more research after we ordered them and paid for them, and then I got a little bit nervous because some people were saying, you know, all the issues they had, but right out of the box they said. But so far, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with them. So yeah, if you're thinking about getting one, I wouldn't even hesitate. They're fun to ride. Actually, pretty well built. I mean, there's a lot of steel on these things, and they fold up, so you can throw them right in the back of your car, throw them back of your pickup, and I guess that's about it. Not sure else what else. I'm trying to think of, because when I watch some of the videos, and I kind of wish people would talk a little bit more about in-depth things on, you know, I'm not sure what these are. Don't know what that is. Fenders look cool, but they are plastic. But I mean, it's just going to keep the dust and the little rocks down if you pick them up. So that's fine. Ooh, I do see that they had to alter this a little bit. Yeah. Look at that. They actually, I just noticed that. Probably did it on this one too, I imagine. Yep, they did. Probably the chain was rubbing it, and they're like, well, we got to chisel that baby out. So yeah, I think we paid $1,300 a piece for them on Amazon. I believe it was a Rattan store on Amazon. And it took about 3 weeks. I thought it was going to take a whole lot longer because everybody's having so much trouble getting a hold of things nowadays, especially recreation stuff. Ooh, I forgot to turn it on. So, all right. Well, if you decide to get one, bloop it down in the comment section. Let me know what you think, or let me know if you got one and what you think about it. Thanks for watching.